of products, including promotional items and corporate or personal gifts. With state-of-the-art equipment and a team of skilled designers, we can engrave intricate designs on virtually any material. Whether it's a special message, a company logo, or a custom design, Romika Laser Engraving will help you make your mark. And the best part, our prices are affordable and our turnaround time is quick.
I couldn't be happier with the work Romika Laser Engraving did for me. The engraving on my product was precise and exactly what I wanted.
So don't wait any longer to add a personal touch to your products. Call Romika Laser Engraving and Custom Designs today at 817-400-4040 or visit our website at romikadesigns.com. We look forward to helping you make your mark.
Hey travelers, do you want to save money on your next flight? Then pick up the phone and call. That's right, call, because the best prices are not online. They're with SmartFares. See, SmartFares has special deals with the airlines. When they have unsold seats, they use SmartFares to fill them. So you get airline tickets at ridiculously low prices. Our prices are too low to publish online. With the extra money you'll save, you can book another trip or treat yourself to dinner or shopping. So stop searching all of those travel sites to find the lowest price on your next flight. Let one of our SmartFares expert travel agents find ridiculously low prices for you. Call SmartFares today and get the best price on your next flight. Guaranteed. Also, save up to 50% off business and first class tickets.
855-325-1820. 855-325-1820. That's 855-325-1820.
Fast Track Student Loans can get your student loans out of default, stop any wage garnishments, stop collection calls, and stop seizure of your tax refund. Give yourself a break. Stop the stress and get your student loan payments down to as little as $25 a month based on what you can afford to pay. 800-709-4395. 800-709-4395. 800-709-4395. 800-709-4395.
Have you ever met a single person in your life that enjoys paying taxes? No, no one does. If you can't sleep at night because you have a huge problem with the IRS, I've got some free advice for you. This service is strictly limited to individuals that owe the IRS $10,000 or more in back taxes. And if you qualify, we can guarantee that you won't be writing a big fat check to the IRS, or our services cost you nothing. The first 100 people that call today will get a free tax consultation worth $500. Stop worrying about your IRS problem. We can help you, we promise. Call the tax doctor right now. I mean right now, to learn more.
800-240-4587. 800-240-4587. 800-240-4587. That's 800-240-4587.
Fast Track Student Loans can get your student loans out of default, stop any wage garnishments, stop collection calls, and stop seizure of your tax refund. Give yourself a break. Stop the stress and get your student loan payments down to as little as $25 a month based on what you can afford to pay. 800-709-4395. 800-709-4395. 800-709-4395. 800-709-4395.
The voice of Johnson County, JoCo Community Radio.
All right, Johnson County, this is the JoCo voice. I'm your host, Mike Wilshire. And with me in the studio, I have Bronson and Destiny Lewis. Hold on a second, guys. I'm going to cue your mics up in a minute. We're going to get through the Johnson County news real quick. And the best place to go, obviously, is going to be the JoCo Sheriff's Department. Because Johnson County, let's face it, we have a problem, and that problem is we love to get arrested. Oh my God, people love to get arrested. And apparently there's been an attack on goats by animals here lately. I don't understand this, but animal complaint. Okay, so this is from the 23rd. The animal complaint at High Meadows Drive. Caller stated that his neighbor's dog killed his chickens, and he had a video proof of it. Deputies responded and cleared with a report. I'm sorry I laugh at that. But just knowing that somebody had the video rolling while the chicken murder was going on, and it's not like the cops are gonna show up, right? And they're gonna look and they're going to be. I'm going to cue your mic up because everyone in here is laughing in the studio. I'm not the only one, right?
It's just the priorities,
right? And so the thing is what kills me is somewhere there is this dog with like feathers hanging out of his mouth and blood all over his nose, and he's like, "No, wasn't me." I've got a German Shepherd named Abby, and nothing's worse than whenever she walks out of the back room with kitty litter on her nose. I know what you did. We are well aware of what you did. It was obviously you. Say something for me real quick, Destiny, and make sure. We may have to move your chair.
Yay.
I hear myself.
There you are. Okay.
There you go.
I hear you now. Okay.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you now. Okay. All right. So vehicle crash at Louisa Lane reported 2 vehicle crash at this location. One of the vehicles left the scene and the other vehicle crashed into a fence and the occupants took off on one foot. Deputy responded and cleared with a crash report. All right. Caller stated his wife was intoxicated and keyed his car and broke out the window in their living room, which makes me wonder, did she live in the house with them where she, you ever turn to Bronson and go, you know what? Give me my keys.
I'm going to key my own house.
Yeah, I'm going to handle you, boy. I'm going to handle you. Like, just grab your brass knuckles up, punched your own window out, went out to the car, keyed his car, and went, uh-oh, that's my car. I keyed the wrong car, right?
That's what's nice is our things are our things. Like
Our
it's all
things,
of our
right.
it's all of our things. So we don't have to worry about that.
The deputies responded and met with both parties. The husband just wanted to get his things and leave for the night. I don't blame him. I would run not for the night. I would run forever.
So he chose the sofa that night.
Right.
Not
My
her.
face would still be on the milk carton, 35 years later. That was it. I was out. I had to go, right? Caller stated that a male that used to live at this location showed up and assaulted her and threw her out of the front door. The caller left location and went next door. Deputies responded and attempted to make contact with the male, but he would not come out of the residence to speak with the deputies. The female went somewhere safe for the night, and the units cleared with a report. Okay,
Wow.
Once again, guys, you can't put your hands on the woman. You can't do it. I never thought I'd have to say that. My mom has 3 sisters, and I think there's the legend of one of them getting touched by a man. And then no one ever saw him again. I think
he won't ever be found.
I think he was written out of the history books. They say there was a 4th wise man, and he insulted Chuck Norris and died of a roundhouse kicked related death, and was written out of the Bible completely. That's what happens to men who assault women.
It's true.
Where I'm from, it doesn't happen.
So they renamed him the Not So Wise Man.
Not so wise man. He got written out of the Bible. He insulted Chuck Norris. I'm sorry, that's blasphemous. I shouldn't say that, right? Units responded back to the location later because the male called saying someone was trying to break into his camper. The male was arrested and brought to the Johnson County Jail. Okay. You can't write this stuff. The guy who trespassed, pretty much assaulted a female, broke into the house, then called the cops and said, wait a minute, someone's breaking into my stuff. Come on, get over here, guys. I'll give you a report. The cops showed up and they were like, solving crime everywhere I go. Bad boys, bad boys. What you gonna do?
Johnson County.
That's right. As the Johnson County turns, right? Corporal and deputy responded. The complainant was the grandmother who was there to take her granddaughter to school, but the child's father was having an MHMR episode and was refusing to let the grandmother or the mother take the child. Deputies cleared with no report after taking the male to Euclid for MHMR treatment. Okay. Mental health. Let me tell you something. Back whenever I worked in law enforcement, that's the worst. When you got to go there and somebody's arguing with a light pole or somebody's just flipping out.
Mm-hmm.
That's when I become their best friend. I'm like, I'll take care of this light pole while you talk to him, trying to do whatever it is. We had this one guy, he's like, I'm Superman. Okay, Superman, stand up. Boy, it was like Simon Says. He would do whatever you told him to do. Superman, put these handcuffs on. He would do it. It was very, very good. Oh, man, look at this. We already got people
Yay.
people commenting. Portia Calderon said, "Woo!
Oh, hi, Portia.
Hey, Portia, awesome! Thank you for the comment." Laura Williams says the future is very bright for you, Bronson Lewis Music.
Oh, thank you very much.
Man,
Appreciate
I
that.
got fans calling in for you guys already. This is awesome. Every comment you guys give us. Trent's out there. He said, "Love y'all."
Hi,
Love you, Trent. Oh,
Trent, were your
cowboy.
ears burning? Go Cowboy. We were talking about you earlier.
All
This is
good
awesome.
things.
Portia said, "Hey, favorite husband." His
Sounds like
wife's
Portia.
right here, Portia.
I am a husband.
I
Yes.
hope she was talking about. Hope she's talking about you. So somebody gonna crash a car through the front door of this place.
We
You know,
might have to
somebody
call
say,
the cops on
maybe
right,
so.
for me, you know, I don't know who she is. I didn't marry her, I promise. Caller was watching his cameras and was unable to see anything, but heard noises sounding like someone breaking into his home. Deputies made the scene and checked the area, and the home did not locate anyone trying to break in. Deputies cleared the scene. Man, them cameras, dude. I want some cameras around my house. I know that whenever I got caller ID, I felt like I was in the CIA.
Oh, that was
was like-
legendary. Yeah. I mean, everyone had like their beepers kind of thing.
Right.
But yeah, the progression of who knows what and where it's everywhere. Yeah. Cameras is absolutely a game changer for everything.
Oh,
So,
yeah. Cameras is the caller ID of this generation
Mhm.
because when caller ID came, my brother's the reason why we had caller ID. He's the reason why every human being on this planet has caller ID. He was pretty and he still is. I mean, he's not dead or anything. He still is pretty. He's just married.
So-
But he had girls calling
Hanging
all
up.
the time and the hang up click,
Yep.
click.
Mhm.
And then they, star 69 was
That's what I was gonna
invented, but
say.
star 68 was invented 2 seconds before
Right.
that to block anyone. So everyone knew how to do that, I remember one time, like my dad come home and he was like, "I've been calling this house and y'all haven't answered." And I was like, "Dad, the phone won't stop ringing." Cause I had unplugged all the phones and turned the ringer off on the one phone that I couldn't unplug. And my dad's like, "What are you talking about?" And I was like, "Look," and I handed him like a big chief notebook, that I had all my brother's calls written down. We were like to number 17. He reached over and flipped the ringer on that phone, just ring. Is Joseph there? Ring. Is Joseph there? Okay. You can't, we're going to have a talk with your brother, but you can't. And my brother, it wasn't his fault. The girls were calling. He wasn't responsible for
being
who
pretty.
picked up the phone and called, and he didn't talk. Like he still doesn't talk. He's like one of those guys that'll answer the phone and shake his head.
I remember how cool my neighbor was whenever he told me that he had his own phone line. So the parents went in and got a
Yeah, he was
separate
a
number for it.
god.
And I was like, "Really? You're that popular? You have to have your own phone?"
Yeah.
And of course now, everyone's got a cell phone in their pocket
everyone-
kind of thing.
they've
So
got a computer at the end of their hand, right?
So we got more technology in our pockets than it was to send the guys up to the
moon.
to the moon. Yeah.
Yeah. As a matter of fact, in your pocket on your cell phone, the ad for Radio Shack in 1985, your phone does everything that ad for radio.
Oh yeah.
Fax,
No way.
scan, everything that your phone does, every single thing that was on that Radio Shack.
I miss Radio Shack.
And if you go back even further to World War II,
Mhm.
everything that was on that ad for Radio Shack and that your phone does was in the back of what looked like a U-Haul. It was a mobile office that they towed behind a Jeep.
Oh, for
following the
Mhm.
commanding officer everywhere, so that the
Wow.
generals could send out their memos and messages and all
Yeah.
that stuff. And that's
Can see
what
that.
whenever you see Saving Private Ryan, where that part where Tom Hanks walks up into that tent and gets the guy with the typewriter,
Mhm.
that was the mobile office that they towed behind them and set
Oh my
up the
gosh.
desk and went to work wherever it was at. Isn't that hilarious? I mean, like just random stuff useless knowledge that's going on. Okay, so the weekend report. Now, I love this. Johnson County, thank you for your sense of humor. The Sheriff's Department, sorry for the late report. It's been a busy weekend, and we have the flu going through the Sheriff's office. I am not calling 911 in Johnson County
Mm-mm.
for the simple fact I don't want the flu. Okay, State Highway 171, caller stated that someone opened a line of credit in his name. Deputy responded and cleared with a report. God, I wonder what the line of credit was for, right? Caller states that someone opened an account with Synergetic Communications. There's a rash of people opening accounts under people's names, right? Caller states her brother is in Her brother-in-law is evicting her. She states he has removed her door and turned off her electric. Deputies responded, cleared with no report. Subjects waiting on court date. Is that how you evict somebody? I think that was on an episode of Schitt's Creek where they took the doors.
I was thinking, yeah.
Yeah, you took the doors off of the way. Oh, you want your doors? Oh, I'll get you your doors.
I was wondering where have we seen this before?
911 open line, people yelling, call the number back, no answer. Deputies arrived and asked medical for a head injury. Okay. Criminal mischief. Caller states his mailbox was knocked over by a small vehicle. Deputy Nanny responded and cleared with a report. I hope that's a name, Deputy Nanny. I hope it's not really like a nanny. They hired a nanny to actually go deal with crybabies in Johnson County. I hope his real name is. And Deputy Nanny, our hearts go out to you, buddy. I know, especially if you join the service, you probably got ribbed all day long during basic training, right? Caller states that her 16-year-old daughter is pregnant and left in the middle of the night, and she was worried for her safety. Deputies responded and requested dispatch call her cell phone, provide her provider, and ping her phone. The ping came back in Nacogdoches. Oh. Dispatch called Nacogdoches to see if they could go and check the address. Nacogdoches have advised they have officers out with caller's daughter. Daughter stated in Nacogdoches custody until parents could pick her up. Okay. Deputy cleared with a report. Good Lord. 16, pregnant, made it all the way to Nacogdoches.
Like on foot?
Do we need to high five her? I mean, like, do we celebrate that? Hey, that's pretty awesome. You did that. Now you're grounded. Right. I'm very impressed, but now you're grounded. My buddy had a daughter, never took a driving lesson in her life, like 14 or 15. Some friend, called and said he was going to hurt himself. She tried to drive from here to like Florida or Georgia or something, made it all the way to like Shreveport, and finally pulled over and went, I don't have enough gas to make it any further. I got to call my parents. So, like he's like, should I be proud of her or should I be mad at her? And I was like, well, you got to be mad at her publicly. But here amongst us, we're all like, man, I raised a beast. That child is amazing, right?
Yes, you can do both.
Impressive, really.
Okay, so now we got to move on to the sad story. And as much as I want to joke around about this, but there's been some more come out about that accident on 67 where the four people were killed, and I believe 4 people are injured, including the 2 that were in the vehicle. Forgive me if I'm reporting this wrong, but there's a preliminary report that came out, and if anybody gets a chance, look at the Fort Worth Star-Telegram. It's telling that one of the individuals, apparently that's a deadly part of 67. Anyone wants to comment or jump in and let us know. I'll try to come back and read it because it takes a little bit for the comments to come in. But it's right near County Road 1119, and apparently this road is just a death trap. Guys, slow down. If you're riding on somebody's bumper, stop. Don't pass in the wrong side of the lane. And on 67, please, God, don't stay in the passing lane unless you absolutely are passing someone and need to. The Silverado driver that was the other vehicle with the 2 individuals in it, that one, the driver has a G-rated or a G restriction on being under 18. I'm not familiar with that. That wasn't around when I started off driving in the 1800s. The G restriction is because he's under 18. He's not supposed to be transporting more than one person in the vehicle unless it's a family member.
Oh, it's like a permit.
Yeah, it's a permit essentially, but he has a driver's license, but it has a restriction on it that says he's under 18.
Okay.
I'm not familiar with those things. I mean, I'm sorry, but it just didn't really work out where I got to know that. They're not allowed to drive after midnight or before 5 a.m. There's certain restrictions on it. They did a drug test on the person. It's marked as unknown, and Fort Worth Star-Telegram said they'll update as more comes in. Try to stay close to the story. It was 4 people who were killed, and I cannot pronounce their last names. I apologize, but they're from India. 2 of them, I believe, were visiting from India, and they had gone to see that what is it? The oil, or I'm sorry, the tar pits or something. Like they were coming back from wherever that is, where they were going to see one of those attractions where they show you the I don't know where that elephant is, or the mammoth or something like that. I can't read through the whole thing right now, but airlifted a lot of them. Bad thing altogether. Hearts go out to everyone that was lost and to all the loved ones that are affected by it. All right, moving on. Now this is a lot of fun for me because I got your name through Cynthia, and Cynthia doing the Hilltop Barn, all that stuff that she's doing out there. But I anytime I'm interviewing somebody, I dive down the hole. And obviously, you sent me a link. We've talked on Facebook a little bit, and you sent me a link, and I got to listen to your music. And I mean, I usually don't jump out and say this right away on anyone. Because I go and endorse someone, and they're like, "Oh, your taste in music is horrible." Well, I don't know if it was my taste in music so much as it is he's a local boy, graduated from Boswell and Saginaw.
You're
right. 35 years old, and you're writing these songs.
I am.
The ones I heard. You're a songwriter. Probably more than a performer, I would say.
Newly songwriting and newly performer as well.
Oh, okay.
I guess you'd say. Yeah.
Okay.
Both
started out, you've been playing about 10 years. Started out, you said like on the couch.
Right.
With the family, and
it was always everybody else's songs.
Uh-huh.
So learning them and just getting inspired that way has brought me to where I am today.
Right. Yeah. And so these are, I mean, what's your inspiration for those songs? I mean, like, what is it? Is it you guys talking? Just conversation with the wife?
It's just our life in general. I think people go through life and they have these points in life that they just remember constantly. And whenever I think of things or whenever I come to that point, just put it into words and put those words to a song and do
right.
it. Yeah.
And you'd say, what kind of music would you say that your music is?
It's more Americana style. I really love that kind of style. So I grew up listening to people like Don Henley, Jackson Brown, Gordon Lightfoot, people like that. And so, honestly, I just love that vibe. I love the fact that it's just that homey feel. And that's the way my words are expressed anyway. I just get these homey feels, and it's just relatable. And I feel Americana music really kind of does that for people, for me at least. So,
so Americana songwriting, putting out your own for the most part. You're a sound engineer, self-taught, self-trained, right?
An audiophile, what people would call me, right? Yeah. So kind of a perfectionist with the sound, or I try to be. I don't want to become complacent with it. I always feel like I can keep getting better. It kind of rings through with some of the venues that I do play at, where they hear me, I'm not overpowering, or they can hear my vocals, or they could hear the guitar, and they really appreciate that, and I appreciate them appreciating it as well, because I take a lot of time out of my head, at least, and just trying to make sure that everything is perfect that way. So
one goes with the other. I mean, being the sound engineer as well as the musician, you need to know what you want to hear.
Right.
You have to train her to tell you what you want to hear.
Right.
We've already talked about
she
that.
knows. Oh, she knows. Oh, she knows what to look for.
So I got to pick on Destiny a little bit. So you are the manager, essentially, without knowing you were the manager, right?
Yeah, I think I kind of took on that role a touch because I was the one that kind of pushed him a little bit more into, hey, you can sing and you can play and you love this. Why aren't you doing this?
Right.
And that dream.
Thank God you can sing and play, and that's what she pushed you into. And it wasn't like you were a hitman or
no.
We might make more
mud
money
wrestler.
that way.
A mud wrestler,
right?
No. Hitman.
I'm not even that good of a dancer, so thank goodness for that.
Right. I'm not a stripper. Never gonna be the Magic Mike referendum here, kind of thing. It's
you
not
could,
be
baby. I believe in you.
Oh,
right.
There's some people that probably would like to see that.
She's got a pole. She's already got a pole. She's got it installed at the house, right? She's gonna take you home to the banana hammock, right?
And I've got too much on my plate.
Right. Okay, so in through your management and through your style and through y'all's lessons that y'all have learned with the industry, local here to Fort Worth, because you're not in Nashville, you're here playing your music around here locally to this area. You haven't branched out to Houston or Austin or anything yet, or you?
It's this year. This year we are traveling quite a bit this year.
Okay, and y'all started a songwriter showcase.
We did.
We do.
Yeah.
Right. And talk a little bit about that, if you, either one of you, whoever.
Right. So when I first started off, there wasn't that great support for new people, I guess, in this industry. So what I wanted to do was create a space, a safe space for any type of genre, any type of musician, to showcase what they like doing, and it's through songwriting. So we started doing that in a couple of different little venues, and it just kept growing. And our network has grown, and that's what it's intended for. Is these songwriters come out, showcase what they have, enjoy what they're doing, meet other artists that are also doing the same thing with them, and we're just helping each other
Okay.
build each other up that
So
way.
let me ask a question. Can I attend this? Can I come out and hear? Is it a public venue?
Absolutely. I
Okay,
mean,
it is.
if you just love live music in general, like there's people there that you'll hear and you can get to know them. Honestly, you'll probably never hear anything like it, and so that's kind of
Okay.
interesting about
Plug
it.
it.
So
Where's it at?
the last one was at Horace Hall. The next one will be at Horace Hall in Stockyards as well.
What day?
February 15th.
February 15th.
Yes.
At 7, 8?
About 7 to 8 p.m.
Yeah,
Okay.
come at
That's
7
it.
o'clock and just hang out for a little bit and check it out. Feel it,
Okay. And that's at the Stockyards.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
And is that something you guys organize, or was that?
It is. So you said showcase. We kind of do two. We do a songwriter social,
Mhm.
which is kind of what we're talking about. We invite all artists, fans, industry, anybody that wants to come out, hear different genres of music, hear ideas and concepts that just show support, because we all need it. We need
Mhm.
that community. And then we do a songwriter showcase, which is another little aspect. We take 3 artists from completely different genres and walks of life, and we put them on stage together.
Right.
And we do a song swap between them. And then at the end of the night, our goal is to see how they can support each other and help each other and how to grow. But it is something we've taken on. We've been doing it for a little over a year now. Sometimes it switches venues just depending on the support or where we're at or what we need versus the venue versus our artist,
Mhm.
or our friends that are in the
Mhm.
industry.
Mhm.
But currently it's going to be at Horace Hall, listening room style.
Mhm.
Great concept, great support. Being in the Stockyards, you still get to have that. I say that dream that a lot of artists want to do. They want to play in Stockyards.
Sure.
May not be Nashville, but
That's the
it's
Fort Worth
close
dream,
enough,
Right.
right?
If you're local and you don't want to drive and live out of a box in Nashville for 3
Mhm.
weeks,
Mhm.
until you get something, tends to be that way. And I will say this is something that a friend of mine, comedian, had said once. You don't if you're good, you don't need to go to Nashville. And I'm paraphrasing. It's like you don't need to go to Hollywood
Hmm.
if your comedy's funny.
Mhm.
Hollywood will come to you.
Hmm.
Well, if you're a good singer or a good songwriter and your song hits somewhere, it's going to hit. Somebody's going to hear it, and through TikTok, through YouTube, whatever, it's going to go and it's going to take off. And that's what we always hope for everyone.
Right.
Now, talking about the songs, you have 3 that are recorded and copywritten
That's
and
right.
in the can.
That's right.
That's yours.
Yes, sir.
And you are going into the studio this weekend.
Yes, a friend of ours had told us, he was like, "Hey, I want to really start recording for some of your songs." He really dug what I was doing, so we're gonna get those turned out. Yeah, hopefully this weekend.
Awesome.
Over in Denton area.
I'm totally happy for you. I mean, like it I don't care if it's in the back of a car and somebody held a microphone
However,
up.
it's gonna get out there.
However you're going to get it, do it in a van or something, for all I care. Just make sure, and you've got more coming. So you have several more that you've written. I think you said you have about a dozen now total.
Right. I do. I like to have the songs, and this is something I'm doing a little bit differently this time around, is just constantly writing more and more, and it just becomes more natural for you when you do get that momentum rolling. Some of them are good, some of them might not be, or you work on them. So I now have that opportunity that these songs are written. I get to play them and perform
Mhm.
and really figure out how to tweak them, just kind of add that little, that extra bit of that.
Right.
So, yeah.
How's
So,
and I mean, how's it feel to hear the audience's response to your song?
I like it.
Yeah, I mean-
like, I'll be honest, like, when people hear it and they just listen and they do respond back, yeah, it means something. It really
Sure.
does. So,
Sure.
and I do appreciate those who are listening to my music and who are asking for more. So, it's about y'all. So, honestly.
Yeah, absolutely love the quote. Great musicians don't need Nashville. Portia Calderon said that. And yeah, I mean, it is
Which not discounting the people in Nashville at
no,
all. I don't want to I
we don't want to
mean,
get blackballed.
I mean, Nashville is a really good spot. I've had some people have gone out there, and it's pretty humbling when you see a lot of the musicians out there. Like there's some fantastic musicians
back in the day,
still.
that was the only two ways to go was California or Nashville.
Right.
I think Seattle showed up in the grunge scene back in the
Oh, yeah.
90s, but for the most part, those were the two places that you went. I mean, Tom Petty was on the East Coast with Mudcrutch, I think was who he was with
Oh, wow.
before he went over
Yeah.
to the West Coast and did the albums that he did. But I mean, that's the way it works. All right. So we're about 24 seconds until we break for commercial. When we come back, you're going to strap on the guitar.
Sure.
You're going to sing a couple of verses for us. Let everybody get a feel for your music. And stick around, JoCo. We'll be right back with Bronson and Destiny.
Thank you.
Why have thousands of aspiring authors teamed up with Christian Faith Publishing to publish their book? Because Christian Faith Publishing is an author-friendly publisher who understands that your labor is more than just a book. We provide authors freedom and flexibility throughout the publishing process, professional book editing, award-winning design, and some of the highest royalty structures in the publishing industry. And as always, you will retain 100% of the rights to your book.
I was looking to find a company that I could trust, one that assisted in the editing process completely.
The most important qualities that I was looking for was a publisher who was honest and upfront, no hidden costs or fees, and owning the rights to my own work.
Christian Faith Publishing will publish, market, and sell your books in all major bookstores, online booksellers, as well as specialty Christian bookstores. Call for your free author submission kit.
800-978-4812. 800-978-4812. 800-978-4812. That's 800-978-4812.
Fast Track Student Loans can get your student loans out of default, stop any wage garnishments, stop collection calls, and stop seizure of your tax refund. Give yourself a break. Stop the stress and get your student loan payments down to as little as $25 a month based on what you can afford to pay. 800-709-4395. 800-709-4395. 800-709-4395. 800-709-4395. Fast Track Student Loans can get your student loans out of default, stop any wage garnishments, stop collection calls, and stop seizure of your tax refund. Give yourself a break. Stop the stress and get your student loan payments down to as little as $25 a month based on what you can afford to pay. 800-709-4395. 800-709-4395. 800-709-4395. 800-709-4395.
You're listening to JoCo Community Radio.
All right, Johnson County, we're back here at the JoCo Voice. I have Bronson and Destiny here in the studio with me. We're going to come right back to them here in just a second. But first, I got to get through all these commercials. JoCo Community Radio is proud to be the voice of Johnson County, Texas, and is live 24/7 on the TuneIn Radio Network. TuneInJoCo.com is the place to find all the ways to listen and watch, and the station app is also available for free on Android and Apple devices. Simply search your store. I'm dying. I'm out of breath, right?
It's a lot.
I had to run to the bathroom real quick, so I mean, I'm sorry, guys. Check out our lineup and more at JoCoCommunityRadio.com. This episode and more brought to you by Next Level Claims, making your insurance work for you. Reach out to your Texas sales rep at 844-TEX-HAIL. That's 844-839-4245. Be sure to dress your arms and more at thetiffy.com. All right, everybody, we are back. Let me make sure I get these microphones turned on because I don't want to mic clip nobody and mess anything up.
Yeah.
All right, good. I can hear you now. All right, so real quick, where is your next performance at?
It's going to be tomorrow at a place called Bourbon and Shine.
Bourbon and Shine. Where's that at?
It's right up. What is that? 7th Street area. So I'm not sure the actual street, but it used to be where the old Lola's trailer park was, right there, where the Montgomery Plaza area
Okay.
Yeah. Well, it's right. Yeah. Birdie Social Club and Bourbon and Shiner right there. So.
Okay. All right. Jump right into it. Give us a song.
Yeah, this is the latest release here. This is called Simple Love Song. So I'll play a little bit for you. Shaking off the long day, race to make it home. Tomorrow's fading out of sight from what I'm drinking on. Got a good girl beside me, we share the same dreams. Clear as inhibitions in this glass, just out of reach it seems. And I love you, simply plain to see. It's all I have for you, and all I'll ever be.
Awesome, man.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Appreciate that.
Amazing. How come you guys aren't calling into the station right now to book him? I mean, he's available. You can go ahead and turn the mic back to you if you want, so you can jump back in here and talk to us. So your inspiration for it, her?
It would be her.
It would be her. I mean, like,
it's hard. Well, it's her, the kids, and just everything. So,
of course,
we've been together for 15 years, and it's hard to be with someone for 15 years and not get placed into a song, ain't it?
Right.
So
you just feel the love, guys. I can cut it in the room. It's like smoke going through the room. I can cut it, you know?
Oh, yeah.
This is awesome.
It's getting hot. That's why he took his hoodie off.
Yeah, I was dying, man. I don't know if y'all saw that on camera, if you were watching. It was like, oh, I'm going to pass out. And Tiffany, we're out of water. We don't have any water in the cooler. I was like, I was turning into SpongeBob, you know, when he goes and visits a squirrel. Y'all are parents, y'all know that.
Oh, I am well aware of SpongeBob. Yes.
Right. That's the way it works. I mean, you got kids, and so let me ask you this: playing the guitar, do you play for the kids like when they were going to sleep, when they were younger?
We were just doing this last night. So my daughter and I, she'll be 8 this week, but she's a huge Taylor Swift fan.
She's a Swiftie.
She is a Swiftie. I love Taylor Swift too, so that's
every
okay with
woman
me.
Loves Taylor Swift, and every man will whisper to amongst each other, like, "Oh, I'm trying to watch a football game while they keep showing her."
Right,
but then
she's up there.
Then we're riding into work. We're riding into work, going, "Romeo, sing me, so we can be." Why am I singing this?
It's very catchy. She's very catchy. But we found ourselves last night. She wanted to have the phone, so we're on the phone, and we got like the little earpieces in. She's got one, I got one. I'm able to follow her songs on the guitar, and my daughter was singing, and we recorded it on a separate phone on my wife's phone. So she had recorded herself with the guitar and just her singing while we were playing along with it in our ears. And so she's getting to that point now where she's very interested in music. She says she wants to learn how to play guitar, so she might be the next Taylor Swift.
Oh,
who knows?
yeah.
I don't know.
She's played with you
Taylor
on
even
stage.
play the
And
guitar?
she
I
has
don't know if
performed.
Taylor plays the guitar, does she?
Oh,
I think
well,
she does.
Taylor Swift does play the guitar.
I'm sorry.
Oh yeah. Oh yes.
I've never seen her long enough. You know, I mean.
Oh
other than
yes. Yep.
Seen the videos.
I don't know if she has to play it when she performs anymore.
Well, not
but
anymore.
I
She
hope
doesn't.
not,
How
because
to.
she's jumping in pools and doing
Oh, yeah.
somersaults and dancing around and stuff. She's going to hit somebody with the neck of the guitar.
And she's got quite the collection.
Stepped
So
on someone's toe one time and was like, "Are you okay?" You could hear it on the boom mic that she had. You know, it was like, "Are you okay?" And she was talking. It was so cute. So my daughter Bailey, she's now 24, and she is doing a music degree through Sam Houston State, and she's going to be like music therapy or something like that. And so but when she was little, there was a little Mexican food restaurant, and I lived in the neighborhood right across the street from their mom. And so when I divorced her, I was still within like a 3-minute drive. If I was hauling butt, it probably would have been a minute and a half, you know, kind of thing. But I was really close, and there was this little Mexican food restaurant that we would all come to and eat dinner, you know, for events and stuff. And just still, you know, you're always still a family, even though you're divorced, you're still a family. And so we'd come together in this little area, and Bailey got up there one night, and I remember the DJ was like he was like a Mexican guy, and he really didn't know who Taylor Swift was. He said her name wrong even, you know, and like, he got up there and played a lot of Mexican music and stuff, and people got up there and sang their folk songs and just different types of music. And she asked if he had the song, and he said, yeah. And she got up there, and it's got like the little teleprompter to tell you the words, and she's like, I don't need that. Got up
She's
there
got
and
this.
blasted it. Just amazing. Didn't miss a beat. And when we played Guitar Hero and Taylor Swift songs were on there, she could play the guitar on Guitar Hero and sing the song, and we would get like 100% on the score, depending on if my roommate was playing the drums and I was playing the other guitar and stuff.
Cool.
We would get 100%. I mean, it's a game, obviously. So but it
You
was
felt
funny.
like you were in the moment.
Oh yeah,
You
man,
were
we
a
were
rock
rocking it
star.
out. Apartment 411 there on Cypress Wood Drive. We were rocking it out, right?
Yeah, we were playing it last night, and said she didn't look at the lyrics at all. She was just doing her thing. We played Enchanted. It's what it was from Taylor Swift last night. So, and it was pretty cool.
It was like a proud moment as a dad right there in the house.
It was.
Mom and dad.
Yeah, well, she was proud enough to grab you and want you to watch, and
she wanted me to watch.
the boys were even watching too. So,
oh wow.
Yeah,
she's jumped up a few times with dad, and
She's
in
been
some
on-
of the smaller venues where it is more family oriented. And I know the first time she did it, I think the woman, it was the wife's owner or the owner's wife
that's right.
that was videoing her, and they were just so impressed that he didn't even mind. And truth be told, you start it young and you entice them to know and do these things, and they'll run with it. And they want, it's not just about that. They just want to see you guys happy too.
Right.
And so I think for her it was, I'm singing with dad because this is what he does, and she's proud of
we
you.
did the Judd songs. What it was, yeah.
Y'all have which one?
Grandpa, tell me
Grandpa.
about the good old. Yeah, she likes doing that one too.
So you have the one daughter and two sons.
Yep.
Yes, sir.
So those boys are outnumbered 17-1.
Well, she's got an older brother, much older brother.
Let me tell you something. Them boys, I know if you have like how old is she?
She's 8. Well, she will be 8.
this
Yeah.
week.
She is 8.
Then that pretty much.
Yeah.
Pretty much she would have half the crew working for her, and the other half would be doing something else to get ready.
And
Right.
without that, she just has the attitude for all of them.
Oh, really? Really?
She could handle herself.
Determination. I use determination, not attitude. She's very determined.
Well, so September 11th happened, and my daughters are, one was born in 95, one was born in 2001, and I'm sorry, 95 and 2000. I get it all mixed up. I'm sorry, girls. 96 and 2001. That's it. I was married in 95. So 96 and 2001. And whenever they were, I guess she's 23 now, my youngest is. And whenever they were, when I went away on the first tour of duty, it was like 03. And the Iraqis sprinkled a little dust on me that made it whenever I came home that my daughters rolled their eyes and gave me attitude. And they were these sweet little innocent things. Whenever I left, whenever I came back, they were mean. I was like, oh man, women are mean.
That's the worst form of terrorism that there is. Wouldn't that be the worst?
Is a daughter. It's not like your wife, your wife.
I'm talking about what the stuff they sprinkled on.
I'm not, but they turn them into little terrorists, they break your heart, and you just like, you want to be in there in your bed just crying and telling her, but she's so mean. I don't want to go out there, right? Nothing worse than whenever a buddy of mine was telling me one time his wife walked out to the truck and showed him a bottle of Midol. And she goes, go to the store and buy this. And he took his phone out and snapped a photo. And he goes, why can't I take that bottle? And she goes, because this bottle's mine.
This is mine.
You go get your own.
Go get yourself.
So the daughter walked out, didn't even acknowledge the mother, just walked out, got in the truck with him, shut the door, and was on her phone. And he goes, you're going to get out and say goodbye to your mother. No, I'm not. You will, or this is going to be a long weekend. She got out, hugged her, and then he went straight to the store and bought the Midol. He was like, oh, man. Yeah, my thing was, as a father of daughters, is I wanted to be prepared for everything. So I went to their house and like took a picture underneath the sink of everything, and then just went and bought everything. So I had
easier to be stocked up.
I had supplies and that just in case, because I was like, God knows there's a whole comedy bit that these guys do where they're on a train and daughter gets her first period or something, and it's absolutely hilarious. It's one of the funniest bits you'll ever hear, because the dad's just doing the best he can to talk. Where's your mom?
He's
and
trying.
she's don't cry, honey, don't cry. And it's one of those things as a father, it's easy with boys.
I don't know. Our 14-year-old has some testosterone with his.
But
I'm lucky I don't have to worry about the same things that my
Right.
parents
That
had to
is
worry
true.
about when I was 14 years old. So,
oh yeah, well,
but
We have to worry about other
like I
things.
said, my brother Joseph's 2 years older than me,
Mhm.
and it was like Tuesday night main event. We fought like cats and dogs.
oh,
And
wow.
then I have a younger brother that's 5 years younger. He'll be 45 on Friday. And so we're like 5 years and 4 days apart. And so he was younger and smaller, so he wasn't really in the fray all that much. But Joseph and I, it was horrible. And the testosterone between boys and my mom, it was like
That's where
Lord
I
of the
feel
Flies.
it.
It was like Lord of the Flies. We were in tidy whities running around that house like heathens, and my dad would have to come home and he was the most lost person in the house. He's like, what happened? Who did?
Right.
Why? Are you insane? He just had this look. Was your head with you the whole time? I mean, like he was always trying to figure out what happened with us. So
Yeah, with our son, it's the gumption. He gets a little bit over the top, and you got to kind of check him,
Oh,
and
yeah.
so
Well,
he's at that point. Yeah,
He's taller than us. So how do you check
I
a
know.
teenager that's taller than you? You got to look up and be like, I can still take you down
right.
as you stare really deeply into his eyes.
Well, I can tell you from my experience what I've had to tell children is everything you own,
Oh,
you don't own.
we talk about that a lot.
We
don't we?
own everything you own.
Yep.
I will take everything from you. You will be wearing an orange convict outfit
Mhm.
to school with little
and
white
some flip
slippers
flops.
on.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. And when everybody asks you what's going on, you turn to them and say this. All they have to do is house me, feed me, and cover me with
It's true.
clothes. That's it.
Mhm.
You can wear Rustler jeans from Walmart and the ugliest tie-dye shirt. People will think you're going to see the Grateful Dead. That's what I will send you to school in if you keep doing this.
And see, that only affects teenagers. Our 6-year-old, he's in this phase of liking holy jeans right now because they're cool. So
Are
it
you
only
kidding?
affects like teenagers with like the name brand things and
I'm amazed a
clothing.
6-year-old even wants clothes.
but I don't even
on.
have holy jeans. I need
I
some holy
know,
jeans.
we
Like
need
I'm
some
a
holy
musician, a
jeans.
starving musician. I need some of
He
them
needs
now.
some holy jeans.
Right.
So he's got them first.
You're like, dude, that's unfair. We have moths in the house, big, huge, hairy moths. And these are the hand-me-downs that went
Yep.
through all these kids
Yeah.
to make it to him. So the youngest is 6.
Mhm.
hmm
Wow. What is that like? What do they watch at 6?
Well, we're a homeschooling family, so I'm pretty strict on screen time.
Oh, okay.
But
Veggie Tales, I mean, like, I don't know what.
They
he
know
is a
some of the
huge Star
VeggieTales.
Wars fan.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
yeah,
Get him
Lord of the
started.
Rings,
Get him started with the
Star
classics. All
Wars,
the classic trilogies. We're doing
Right.
Lord of the
Right.
Rings. We're doing Star Wars, and
Right.
Yeah.
yeah, and getting them started real young. So
Uh-huh. It's
Can't
true.
let them watch the John Wick, those trilogies.
No.
Well, now I think it's 4. I don't know. Is it a trilogy or 4?
I
But,
don't know.
I'll be honest. I haven't even seen the first one.
Really?
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
I've
All I
never,
can tell
I've
you
never seen
is-
John Wick.
all I can tell you is it's about vengeance.
And a dog. I know there's
And
a dog
a dog.
involved. Yeah, you
And
don't
I
mess with the
wonder-
man's
Can go
dog.
wrong.
I wonder why there ain't like some Russian mafioso turning around and looking at everyone and goes, "Is dog, yes?
Yes.
Is dog, yes? Is go buy pound, give him all dog, every dog. He get all dogs.
Yeah.
His dog, yes, and because he kills like 87 people.
The
Okay.
dog?
No,
Oh.
No,
John Wick
John
does
did it,
over the
yeah.
puppy.
Making sure.
Yeah, his dog.
Gotcha.
And
gotcha. So
dog
it's the
people-
love of the dog. It's
Dog
true.
people are going to comment on this feed
Yes.
and say that wasn't enough. They killed his
Yeah.
puppy.
It's never
You
going to
know?
be enough.
Well,
Well, that's
we-
why they made movie after movie
Movie
after
after-
I was
movie.
gonna say, we'll
Or
make
that's
it
what
up.
all
You got to write
started.
a song about a dog now.
Right?
And
No,
that's-
Oh, I
don't.
love my
no,
dog.
Don't, because I'll
Mhm.
cry. And
See?
nobody wants to see me crying
Everybody
out
wants
there
a
in the audience.
crying love.
You ever
dog
watch that
song.
Marley and Me?
Oh yeah,
Oh,
Yes.
Old Yeller.
it's
Any of
Togo
them-
for our son. Togo gets him too.
Yes. Every time.
Yeah.
Just
You
add
know,
a dog in the mix.
So I had a dog. He was a service dog named Max, and he was very sweet, very loving. Just your heart went out to him. Everyone that met Max loved him. And so they made a movie, I think, called Max, and it's about the Marine that gets killed.
Mm.
And I showed my daughter, I was like, before I was going to take her into the orthodontist,
Mhm.
I'd said, here, look at this. This is going to look like it's going to be a good movie. And I showed it to her, and I'm driving to pull us up to the orthodontist, and I turn and I look, and she's got these tears just flowing. She goes,
Oh.
Mm-mm.
his name's Max. His in the service and he dies and you're going off on another tour today. I'm like, whoa, hold on. I didn't realize.
Total dad moment.
Yeah.
Wrong timing, dad.
I was thinking it's a good
dad
movie.
moment.
It's
Yep.
just a movie. Trust me, Daddy ain't a Marine that's out there walking, with my dog and searching for bombs everywhere. That's not what I do. Got a whole different job, way different than that, So yeah, you got the 3 kids, you sing songs. Any of the boys picked up the guitar at all?
No.
No.
Not
You got a
yet.
drummer.
Jazz is trying to do the drums, yeah.
Okay.
So we got some drums. So that's originally what got me into the guitar, honestly, was I was playing drums and I wanted a drum set. Folks were not having that in the house, so they bought me a guitar instead.
Right. I bet they weren't having a drum set in that house.
No, they were not. So
you don't even want the kid to have drumsticks because of what he's going to be drumming on.
I was like, we have both.
Yeah, you're like, he got the drumsticks out and he is showing your mom's her antique table from the 1800s, just how well he can drum. You're like, I drum like you wouldn't believe, Mom. Yeah, no, my brother got a hold of a Chinese star and there were no Chinese stars allowed. I don't know what they're called, shurikens or whatever. I say Chinese. I'm sorry. We called it.
Yeah.
We weren't politically correct when we were young,
stars,
but the
ninja
ninja ones and stuff. He got a hold of that and showed my parents edge of the couch, just what he knew. And we had that couch for like 30 years after that. So he never
was
really got to
doing a
live it
favor.
down.
He was saying it's time to get rid of the couch and buy a new one.
Yeah, it was fairly new when he did that. Very expensive, He's probably at home right now going, I'm going to kill him. They're going to bring that up next time we're
Cat's
around.
out of the bag.
Yep. You can't bring up stuff around your parents, that they got mad about back in the day, because they'll get mad at each other again. My dad washed the Tupperware dishes in a dishwasher and boned them, warped them. And that was World War III. It's like when you play Pictionary with your wife. You got the divorce lawyer on the phone, right?
Or Monopoly.
Monopoly.
Having trouble or any board games.
They never show you.
I always win.
They never show you on the board game how those board games really end with somebody throwing the board up in the air.
Their faces are always smiling and they're having a great time.
Right. They're all looking excited. Yahtzee with the hand up on their head. Oh, never once did we strike that pose when we were playing Yahtzee. Never once did we ever do that. It's one of those things where you're just like, oh my gosh, this stuff is not like the packaging, right?
All right.
Yeah. Board games and salad.
Board games and salad.
Everybody's always smiling.
Hey, is he going to sing and play that guitar, or is he just going to hold it?
He's just going to hold it. You want him to set it down?
No, because
Right.
people
Hey,
want
come
to
on.
play.
Who was it?
Come on, that's Tiffany. That's the voice of God saying you
that's
got to play
Tiffany.
some
Hi,
more.
Tiffany.
Play some more.
I
Play
don't
some
mind
more.
playing some more. We'll do that. I've got another song I can quickly do here. This is the second single that we had released. This was a song that I wrote with this intentions of that falling feeling that you get when you wake up from a dream. Or for me, it was whenever I fell in love. This one's called Happiest Hour. Your skin so soft speaks to me. How you use it so happily. Now I fear I'm drunk in all your ways. The most precious to me, but no tab to pay. Yet I'm a lucky man to have a few friends. Thank God the most that you came around. And when we kiss, my world's on fire. Now I'll stay at home with you on this happiest hour.
Awesome.
Just a quick little snippet. I was told to do snippets. You got
Yeah,
to check it out.
Yeah, we're not gonna play the whole song. You guys got to download it. You got to get it. The man's got to get paid, right? Swing it back to you. Swing it back to you. If we do another one, if we have time, do another one. We'll do it with Mike too.
That'd be good. I thank you for that request, Tiffany.
There you go. And that was for Dan Oglesby. Now stay out my show, man.
Oh, that was for Dan.
That was for Dan.
That's for Dan Oglesby.
What's
Get
up,
me in
Danny?
trouble. Stu Stewart and Dan Oglesby's get me in trouble with the boss. You guys are awesome.
Oh, we
Yeah.
love Stu.
Oh, Stu's on too.
Gosh, hi, Stu.
Nice. Okay, so again, where are you going to be this Friday?
At tomorrow. I will be
Thursday.
at Bourbon and Shine.
Okay.
This weekend you're recording in
And
Denton.
this weekend I am recording. I would be in Denton
And
this
you have
weekend.
another show coming up in the first week of February.
I do. I've got a couple of them. I can't.
Two
I've
Brothers
got- Oh, yeah, it's
Winery
Two
on
Brothers.
Thursday.
And then I'll be at
And then
Railhead
and
Willow Park.
on Friday, and then Saturday you're at the Happy Hippie Brewery
That's
in
right.
Richardson.
Yeah, the Happy Hippie. I'm looking
Make sure
forward
you
to that.
Post all these into the feed.
Okay.
And let everybody know. Manager, like mean manager.
So I was looking straight at her. It's like, where am I going to be at?
I know.
Yeah, that's the artist in him, right? He turned his head and went, I got to go to the
I
Brains.
know tomorrow and I know this weekend. I knew what was going on, but
week by week sometimes.
I'm kind of like a play-by-play kind of guy. I think a lot of husbands are kind of like that. So I
Every
told you this a week ago. It's
husband
like, yeah,
is like that. Every husband is a play-by-play guy, right? Every single one of them. Hey, I wanted to go through one more thing. A question that a fan asked me to ask you.
Okay.
A fan
Oh.
of my show
Yeah.
wanted me to ask because they're an artist and they're up and coming and trying.
Yeah.
Have you ever forgot the words to the song while you're playing?
Absolutely. It kills me. I mean, there's professionals out there that got the prompters on the stage. John Mayer can't remember everything. So he's got TV screens up there and does that.
Ed Sheeran, he's wrote like 100 songs.
Oh, yeah.
He's never going to remember.
You can't remember every single thing, especially the fact is that, John Mayer is a prodigy anyway. So when he's playing, he's just a magician anyway. He's a musician as well. But no, you're definitely going to forget lyrics, especially if you're not comfortable with the song. I would just say practice it more and more. And the more you become comfortable with it, it just becomes second nature to perform it. Yeah.
Well, as a comedian, you get asked all the time, do you ever bomb? All the time.
Mm-hmm.
You learn as much from bombing as you probably do from actually performing, what works and what doesn't work. And you learn how to interact with the crowd versus.
Yeah. Your greatest lessons sometimes are your failures.
Right.
And so,
right. So you ever had a classic, like just one that, or you messed up the song or turn around?
Honestly, you get to that point where you just got to roll with it. And sometimes people don't even notice. Yeah. You just play through it.
Right.
You don't get choked up. You don't want to start over because then that is where somebody's going to look over and they're going to say, hey, what happened? And then now you put more light on it that way.
You're having a stroke. That's when they look at you. You smell burnt toast? Are you having I played the piano a little whenever I was young, but I remember messing up on certain things. And people are like, you did so well, because you had to go play those little recitals and stuff. And I know that my daughter, whenever she was playing at a recital one time, I was like, baby, you were amazing. You did an amazing. She's like, I messed up 4 times. I'm like, only you and the instructor knew.
That it's true. And as a music manager, that's one thing that I've had to kind of enforce with musicians. You don't know your normal fan. I say normal, but your fans won't know until you make it a point to know. When you make a big announcement or you get upset or you show that emotion on your face, they're going to be the ones that are like, wait a second, I think you just messed up. And just know that everybody makes mistakes, even your professionals. It takes a whole team. It takes a team to manage them, not just
you're
solo.
A people's performer. He gets out there, you talk to people, you get out there and you go, you're not back there in the green room whenever it's the break, or something. No. Obviously you don't drink all that much, you're not up there blitz when you're on the stage.
I do like the green rooms. I've been in a couple of them, but
I would just go in it just so I could say I was in a green room.
Hey, they do have nice refreshments every now and then.
They do.
I have arrived. There is a cold Diet Coke.
Yes.
When you're a comedian, sometimes the green room is like a boiler room.
Safe place too.
It's a boiler room, and there's like one plastic bottle of water and 4 comedians sitting in there. We're like, what do we do? Pour it
like share it.
germaphobes and pour it over each other.
That's where you
kind of
really
thing.
get to know community, when you get to share a bottle
Hey,
of
we're
water.
15 seconds from getting out of here. Bronson Lewis, Destiny Lewis, thank you guys for coming in. JoCo, we will see you guys on the flip side, and thank you for listening.
From Burleson to Venus and Grandview to Godley, this is the voice of Johnson County, JoCo Community Radio.